Hi students, I'm Mr. Khor and I specialize in teaching SPM Biology. Today we'll be looking at Selangor Set 3 Paper 2. Okay, so let's get right into it. So for question number 1, the moment you see this particular organelle, you know it's from Form 4 Chapter 2. Okay, from 4 Chapter 2. So this organelle is mitochondrion. This organelle is mitochondrion. And the next question, now this used to be a form of K-Bar question, but because they have asked it many times, so I always tell students, back then when K-Bar first started, they started with something simpler, something like this. Okay, what happens if you don't have this organelle? So guys, as you know, mitochondria, the function is to provide energy. Okay, membekalkan tenaga, provide energy. But what happens, the question is asking, what happens if there's no such organelle in muscle cell? Okay, keyword is muscle cell. Keyword is muscle cell. So it means that the 2 marks, they will allocate 1 mark to muscle cell. So the first point that I would put, or that you should put, is energy is not generated. Common sense, guys. Mitochondria, if it's not there, then energy cannot be generated. Either you write energy is not generated or respiration does not occur. And like it or not, muscle cell cannot contract and relax to carry out any movement. So no matter what, this is 1 mark. Because why? It's already stated in the question. Okay, dalam soalan sudah ada. Next. The cell component, which means the mitochondria, requires organic compound to carry out one chemical reaction. Guys, name the organic compound and how it is obtained in human blood. So actually, the previous question, we have already seen this organic compound. Ta-da, guys, glucose. You see, every time you eat, I would say like 95% chance there'll be glucose intake lah, meaning there's carbohydrate from your food, then it enters your body, it's being broken down and digested to form glucose, correct? So actually, this is a form of K-Bar. This is a form of K-Bar. You can write K-Bar. This is a form of K-Bar to test you on your ability to, how to say, to pan out whether you know where glucose comes from. Okay, so guys, let's go through step by step. So no matter what, 1 mark goes to naming the organic compound. Now, for the next point, this is where the flexibility comes in. As far as K-Bar question is concerned, they will ask examiners to give some leeway. If the meaning is around there, definitely you get marks. Okay, so anyway, for this particular paper, the schema that they gave was digestion of carbohydrate, or you can say hydrolysis of maltose. Okay, even if you use, words like food, after digest food get glucose, is fine as well. Okay, guys, draw 2 stars. This is a very good K-Bar question. Okay, very good K-Bar question. And number 2, write the word equation. Word equation means an equation that consists of words. So glucose will be oxidized in the presence of oxygen in order to produce these 2 things, energy, water, and carbon dioxide. Okay, energy, water, and carbon dioxide. Oh, okay, yeah, done. Okay, next. So this is for question 1. I would say out of 10, in terms of how tough it is 6.5 lah, around 6.5 to maximum 7. Okay. So second question here, if you see this, you immediately know it is, or they did state UD-Khor rule. UD-Khor rule. Now, primary growth is from Form 5, Chapter 1, guys. Form 5, Chapter 1. So name the part L and M. Okay, name the part L and M. So they gave the answer primary xylem, but to me xylem is fine, guys. Xylem is fine. And M is quite easy. If you did, okay, it's easy if you have seen it once lah. Okay, if you have seen it once, because the textbook sure got textbook especially. Because I taught this recently, not that I have all the textbook, guys. It's on page. Oh no, that one's a different page already. Never mind. Basically, it's in Form 5, Chapter 3. Form 5, Chapter 3. Okay, so I'm guessing around page 65. 65, yeah. Okay. Next, state the function of K. State the function of K. K is phloem. Guys, K is phloem. Okay, so K is phloem. Function is to transport organic substances and products of photosynthesis. Either one is fine. Either one is fine. I think it's 6. Sorry, I just remembered. I think it's because I taught minerals the table, which is from page 61, 62, so maybe 66. So guys, this one here, sorry, I'm coming back to this. So cortex you can see on page 66. Okay, now UD-Khor undergoes secondary growth. Explain secondary growth process experienced by the root. So basically, the challenge here is that secondary growth, there are many points. Your job is to know how to compress it. Guys, your job is to know how to compress the points. So, I'll be giving quite a few points here, but the reason is because as long as you manage to match any 2 points, you should get full marks. So have a look, guys. Firstly, we say vascular cambium. They divide. You can say to form a cambium ring. Then some divide in, some divide out. Okay. Vascular cambium divide in to form secondary xylem. Divide out secondary phloem. And a few points. So basically, any 2 points would be fine. Guys, any 2 points would be fine. So if you need to copy, you can pause and copy, because for those who are slow in copying, you have the advantage of pausing the video and pausing the video to copy. But if you copy quite fast, then you don't have to wait, don't have to wait so long. Okay, guys, draw a growth curve for the UD-Khor plant in 5 years. So because it is considered what you call it, perennial. Guys, revision, what are perennial plants? They live for many years, correct? So if you remember the growth curve, the ending of Form 5 Chapter 1, so you get something like this. Okay, you get something like this. So the thing is that you have to make sure, because they mentioned 5 years, so you have to make sure you draw the line this way until it reaches the 5th year. Okay, until it reaches the 5th year. Next, question 3, guys. Question 3. So this is metabolism. Metabolism means chapter 5 lah. But here they also got mentioned how oxygen is carried in. So a bit of chapter 3 as well. Okay. Now, how is oxygen taken into the cell? Guys, if you remember your Form 4 Chapter 3, what process is involved? Definitely simple diffusion, okay? Simple diffusion, high to low concentration, they must pass through the bilayer. Okay, so the moment you mention the process, you get 1 mark. You must write simple diffusion, by the way. Resapan ringkas, you must write simple diffusion. Next, glucose and amino acid, they pass through the cell through specific sites at protein. Why? Guys, you see, what we have learned so far is the substances that can pass through the bilayer process is simple diffusion. Okay, it's called simple diffusion. And characteristics include small in size. Number 1. Number 2, they must be lipid soluble, means can dissolve in lipid. And because they can dissolve in lipid, they can pass through the phospholipid bilayer. But as far as these two are concerned, because the size is quite big, so they have to pass through carrier proteins. So 1 mark for size, 1 mark for mentioning carrier protein. Okay, so glucose and amino acid are big molecules. They pass through carrier protein. Okay, the last one is not so important. Guys, the last one is not so important. Okay. Okay, B. So you can see here, the guy is spraying herbicide. What happens? What's the effect of herbicide on transport of potassium ion? So herbicide, it will prevent. Herbicide is something that can kill those weeds. So how it works is, oh sorry, you need to write K-bar, little bit of K-bar. So how it works is, it prevents transport of potassium ions, okay, because it prevents active transport from occurring. Why it doesn't occur is because no energy is produced and carrier protein, they are destroyed. Okay, carrier protein, they are destroyed. So again, K-bar, sometimes you just have to twist and turn a little bit, then put in the relevant points. So guys, again, we start with this. Potassium ions, they are not transported into wheat plants. No active transport of potassium ion occur. No energy, then carrier protein, they are destroyed. Okay, they are destroyed. So this is considered an application question in Form 4 Mark 3, in Form 4 Chapter 3. Okay, moving to question 4. State 2 macronutrients. Oh, macronutrient. The moment you see macronutrient, you know it has something to do with Form 5 Chapter 3. Guys, Form 5 Chapter 3, State 2 macronutrients needed by maize to ensure they grow healthy and fertile. For my normal classes, I always teach my students to remember NPK. NPK. I'm not sure whether you all are familiar with these two words, guys. Kemahiran hidup. Kemahiran hidup is a subject which I took when I was Form 1 to Form 3. Then after that, I think your year, I mean for your sukatan, they changed it to this subject called RBT Reka Bentuk dan Teknologi. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, back then, I was given Pertanian as my elective. And if you ask me, sir, what do you remember about Kemahiran Hidup Pertanian? 2 things. I still remember how to make compost. And this is something I remember from last time, from 3 until now. When you buy fertilizer, bila beli baja, you must buy fertilizer that contain NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Because these 3 are macronutrients. So guys, even the answer scheme, they stated these 3. They stated these 3. Okay, all are equally important. Like for example, phosphorus, when I teach my students, I ask them to draw this diagram. Okay, if my drawing makes sense to you. So I join them together. What is phosphorus for? Apakah fungsi phosphorus? Oh, flowering, fruit development, as well as root development. Okay, as well as root development. And this is where in the next question, you have to know the function. But the thing is that here you have to state for everyone. Okay? Nitrogen is for chlorophyll formation. This is the main thing. Phosphorus, you can use the one I gave you just now. If not, you can follow this. It is for flowering, fruit development, and root development. SPM they accept. Okay. Potassium protein synthesis is the main one. Potassium protein synthesis is the main one. Okay, guys, after a few weeks, the farmer found out that leaves were yellowish. So this is stunted growth. Sorry. This is chlorosis. Chlorosis means the leaf turn yellowish. And again, I'm not too sure how you learn it in school, but if got these 2 deficiency together, chlorosis and stunted growth, it is always nitrogen. Guys, it is always nitrogen. Definitely something to do with nitrogen. Kekurangan nitrogen, lack nitrogen. Because they are needed to form chlorophyll, which makes the leaves green in color. And the last one is just adaptation, guys. There are many adaptations. I think in the reference book got about 4 to 5 adaptations. Large vacuole. They have root hair. They have a lot of mitochondria. What else? Their root hair increase surface area. Okay, so guys, either one is okay, either one is fine. So as long as you have any 2 from the reference book, it's okay. It's okay. All right, guys, question 5. Question 5. Oh, Form 4 part 15. Form 4 part 15. Name the structure. Just a joke, but if I were to teach this in my class, I can expect, and I'm very sure that there are boy students who will say the word BALLS. Okay, I don't want to say it. It's just a joke. Okay, so X. X is considered seminal vesicle. Okay, X is considered seminal vesicle. Draw 1 star. Okay, draw 1 star. Guys, quite seldom, I would say. Quite seldom they will ask seminal vesicle like that, but it's really good. Okay, the thing is that they provide nutrient to the sperms. Okay, you can say secrete semen, but I think this is quite good. Provide nutrients to the sperm. Okay, provide nutrient to the sperm. Okay, B. So cancer gland Y. Okay, gland Y become bigger. Gland Y become bigger. This is the prostate gland. Guys, this is the prostate. This is the prostate gland. Now, how the cancer change from benign to malignant? Okay, guys. Now, revision Form 4, Chapter 6. The moment we talk about cancer, you must have these two words, which is called uncontrolled mitosis. Confirm one, guys. Don't care which state paper or even SPM. The moment you see the word cancer, 90% chance you are required to write uncontrolled mitosis. So here, the cell divide by uncontrolled mitosis, and then they spread. They spread, huh? And once they start spreading, it will fight with other cells for nutrients. Okay, then this one is not too important, not too good also, and can cause organ damage. Now, this is good. This is the main one, guys. Then any of this will be sufficient. Any of this will be sufficient. Yeah, P4 is not important. You can leave it. P4 is not important. Okay, for question C, here we are talking about spermatogenesis. Okay, see here, we are talking about spermatogenesis. Explain the changes that occur at stage W. Now, at stage W, you can see that the primary spermatocyte at stage W, primary spermatocyte will undergo meiosis 1 to form secondary spermatocyte. Then from here, they form spermatid. Here they form spermatid. Because why? Guys, on top, they already show you is spermatogonium. So moving down definitely is primary spermatocyte and secondary. And I always tell students, primary spermatocyte to secondary spermatocyte, primary oocyte to secondary oocyte. No matter what in between, this would be meiosis 1. Okay, this would be meiosis 1. Something primary to something secondary, confirm is meiosis 1. Confirm is meiosis 1. Okay, what's this? Donkey. So normal and V abnormal. Oh yeah, very abnormal, guys. You see, too big, too small. Don't know why it looks so funny. This one got some pattern here. This one join. This one split. Okay, so individual V or this guy has married and planned to get their own children. Plan to get their own children. Plan to have lah. Plan to get. It's like buying from the shopping. Okay, never mind. Suggest a method to treat the infertility. So, what is the best way to conceive a child? I think IVF lah, guys. Other than IVF, I think no other method because sperms are produced naturally. IVF means in vitro. In vitro. In vitro means outside the body. So the benefit here is that we are able to select good sperms. Keyword kata kunci memilih sperma yang baik. Okay. So through in vitro lah. In vitro means outside the body. Okay. Good sperms are selected, then fertilized with the ovum. Okay, zygote will be inserted into uterus. Okay. Oh, that's that. Okay. Guys, moving on to question 6. So question 6, we are dealing with human respiratory system, which is bab 8 lah. Okay, bab 8 Okay, form 4 Bobby. Okay, name the respiratory structure. So alveolus. Hey, bad spelling. Okay, alveolus. Now, trachea is modified by thickening of the cartilage. So our trachea is made of C-shaped rings. C-shaped rings. Our function is to prevent the trachea from collapsing. Okay. You don't have to say the difference in pressure, just say prevent trachea from collapsing will do. Okay, based on 6.2, explain how condition of alveolus affect the gaseous exchange process in the patient. Guys, in the patient. Emphysema. Okay, emphysema patient. So the alveolus here, guys, the alveolus here, the wall is damaged. The wall is damaged. And this causes surface area to be smaller. See, the wall tak lengkap tau, guys. By right should be one circle, two circle, many circles, but here it's not complete. So we say that due to the damaged wall, the surface area is smaller, less gaseous exchange, or if you say not efficient. This is not K-part, by the way. It's memang one of the diseases in chapter 8. In chapter 8, memang one of the diseases that you have to know. Okay. Okay, a cockroach fell into a cockroach. Wow, this is like those English rhyme. A cockroach fell into a container containing cooking oil. Cockroach fell into container containing cooking oil and caused the cockroach to die. So it drowned in the cooking oil. All right. I always advise students, if they give you diagram, you have to be careful. Because they are not giving you a diagram for fun. Guys, diagrams in exam questions are not for fun. They're not there just for show. Memang you have to use the points from the diagram. So in this case, if it fell into a container that have cooking oil, so I want you to guess which one does it block. Common sense will tell you the spherical guys. Common sense will tell you that it blocks the spherical So spherical blocked by cooking oil. Therefore, whether you mention oxygen or air also can. Either one is fine. And with that, the body cells can't get oxygen. So it's the similar meaning of unable to breathe. Just like for them, the air enters through the sphericals, for us enter through our nose. Okay, for us enter through our nose. Okay, next. Similarity. State one similarity and one difference. Human and insect. Oh, okay. Similarity, both have large surface area. Both have large surface area. Moist surface not too good. Okay, differences. Differences is below. How come they give the line? Oh, okay. So difference, yeah. Okay, understand now. Okay, so I purposely created this so that you can see. Of course, when you write in words. Wait, another similarity can be both have thin walls. Both have thin walls, guys. So in terms of differences, guys, if you remember, because theirs is open, because theirs, right, how to put it? Okay, from the trachea, it reaches the tracheal, then straight to the body cells, correct? Straight to the body cells. For us, we have a network of blood capillaries wrapping around alveolus, but insects don't have. This is the main difference. This is the main difference. So human respiratory system have a network of blood capillaries, but insects don't have. Okay. All right, for question 7, obviously Form 4 Mark 9, nutrition. So name the enzyme that is secreted by organ S. That's all. Enzyme. So because S is stomach, stomach will secrete gastric juice, which contains 3 things, guys: pepsin, renin, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is not an enzyme. So the best answer is pepsin. They break down protein into polypeptides. Guys, they break down protein into polypeptides. Okay. Compare organ R and T. So if you look at the diagram, you have to compare mouth and the duodenum. Okay, duodenum is where most enzymes are being received. Be careful of the word. So duodenum is the place where most enzymes are being received. Deuterium. So guys, actually both involve amylase. Your mouth got amylase, duodenum also got amylase. If you're wondering, sir, where does the amylase in duodenum come from? I forgot. It's from pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice. Okay. Okay, the difference is that our mouth is neutral, our duodenum is slightly alkaline. Mouth is neutral, then the duodenum is slightly alkaline. Guys, I want to relate this. I want to relate this to the graph. pH 2, 7, and then 8.5. So our mouth, okay, amylase works best. Then this is for okay, I call it PAT. This is for trypsin. Example, trypsin. Okay, trypsin. Now, K-BAT, guys, K-BAT. Explain the effect of gallstone formation. Guys, explain the effect of gallstone formation on lipid digestion. So your job is to relate gallbladder, lipid. So lipid digestion occurs in the duodenum. Lipid digestion occurs in the duodenum. And what's the relationship with gallbladder? Gallbladder stores bile. Gallbladder stores bile that is used for lipid digestion. So guys, this will obviously block lipid from entering duodenum. So first point, we say that digestion of lipid will drop or become lesser because gallstone block the flow of bile into the duodenum. Okay, block the flow of bile into duodenum. Emulsification of lipid does not occur. So this is your main point. Then any one of the 3 will count. Any one of the 3 will be sufficient. Okay, and part D. Part D, Encik Q mengamalkan pengambilan makanan berasaskan sayur-sayuran untuk satu tempoh yang lama. So vegetable-based diet, he does not consume meat, avoid sweet drink. You can see I prepared these all means got many answers. So far, every time whenever there's a diet question concern, confirm there are many forms of answer. Guys, there are different forms of answer. Okay, so I'll just show you all of it, then I'll just go through. 1, 2, 3. You can say it's good for health because high in fiber, low in sugar, and this avoids constipation. If not, they also accept unbalanced diet because no carbo at all means less energy. Less energy. Okay? Here, sorry, less energy. So if I were you, I think I'll go for this lah. Honestly, for me, I'll go for this. Because why? Depends on what stage you're at. If you're a Form 4 student watching this, you will notice what your seniors, the Form 5 students, probably already know. For essay, whenever they ask something to do with diet, 99% of the time, or I even dare to say 100% of the time, they will accept unbalanced diet. Okay? 99% of the time, they will accept unbalanced diet. The moment you lack any one food class is counted as not healthy, okay, from our bio perspective. Okay, so guys, take all the food classes. It's not good to cut off one food class completely. Yeah, carbo, protein, fiber, all have to take. All have to take. Suddenly, I'm giving you diet advice. Okay, so question 8. Question 8 here, it would be Form 4, Chapter 10. So, human blood cell. Blood consists of red blood cell, white blood cell, as well as platelets. Guys, what is the function of platelet? Platelet is for blood clotting. Guys, platelets is for blood clotting. Okay, easy question. Compare R and S, meaning R and S are granulocyte A, granulocyte. Granulocyte A, granulocyte. R is a granulocyte. You can see the granules. S don't have. So both are white blood cells. Just that R, they are granulocyte. S, a granulocyte. Okay, means have lobe nucleus, no lobe nucleus. An example, guys, can give example. Can give example. Can draw one star. This one can draw one star. You can draw one star. Okay, next. B1. Diagram 8.2 show one of the method to treat patients with blocked coronary arteries. So guys, this is actually a common method to solve cases whereby coronary arteries are blocked. If you, I'm not too sure guys, depending on your circle, if you have heard of this word, they call it balloon. I think my grandpa or grandma undergone this surgery before. So the word that I get a lot, grandpa or grandma, I just remember that I keep hearing the word balloon. Oh, I'm going for balloon. So to those who are more senior, and if they are not too well versed with all the surgery and procedures, they'll just use the word balloon. Yeah, for my grandparents' generation, the moment you say balloon, they all get what's going on already. There's like a layman term for them. Okay, it means going for a heart surgery, they use balloon to help clear the blockage. So this is a very good representation, guys. Draw 2 stars. This is a very good representation of how it's being done. Okay, So far, I think so many years, I haven't seen a diagram that explains, I mean in trial paper, that explains balloon angioplasty as well as this. So what they do is they insert a tube, then they blow it up. Okay, they blow it up, which is called balloon angioplasty, and then the stent is remain there. Okay, to keep it in place. So justify the importance of this procedure to the patient. Guys, so from here you can see what you call it? By increasing the size of the lumen, more blood flow can occur. Okay, more blood flow can occur. Not only oxygen, but nutrients, more nutrients can be transported, lower risk of heart attack, or another name, we call it myocardial infarction. Okay, myocardial infarction. So draw 2 stars for this question. You can memorize the points. Now suggest appropriate menu, basically something that have less fat. Okay, something which have less fat, and omega-3. Omega-3 is good for the heart. Guys, omega-3 is good for the heart. This one draw 1 star. This one draw 1 star. Oh, there are many other points. Okay. So these are the structured questions. The next part would be essay, guys. Essay. Question 9, 10, and 11. Okay. I'll be doing it in a separate video, but it's up to the management whether they want to combine. All right. Okay, so I'll see you in essay. I'll see you in essay. Okay, guys, cheers. Okay, guys, so for the essay, for the essays, right? Of course, it's section B and C, whereby section B, you need to choose either one of the question. You need to select, okay? But of course, here I'll be doing both. I'll be doing both. Then after comparing both, after finishing both, then I'll do a very simple comparison for you. Guys, again, question 11 is a must do. Don't go and choose one out of the 3. Okay. Okay, guys, so one look, the moment you see Gregor Mendel, we know this is Form 5 Inheritance. Form 5 Chapter 11. Form 5 Part 11. And not often we see this question. I think it's a really good question. I mean, the first one, what is the meaning of purebred? Barker-Tulin, draw 1 star. So purebred, we say that the plants, they are produced through self-cross. You must have the word self-cross. You must have the word self-cross. And the trait would be same as the parent. The trait would be same as the parent. Now, I'm not too sure about you guys, but the only occasions whereby I come across this word is when can be a dog advertisement. I mean, dog for sale lah. Mereka nak jual anjing, then they show, oh, pure breed, got certificate. They call it the MKA certificate. Yeah, if it's pure breed, there's something called this MKA certificate, but I'm not too sure whether cats have it. By right should lah. By right should lah. Okay, and the next one is not a surprise question. It's very straightforward. I always tell students when you see questions like, oh, explain Mendel's first law, second law, all these are bonus. Guys, Mendel's first law, we call it law of segregation, whereby there are 2 parts. The first part, let's say for height, guys, let's say for height, big T is tall, big T, small t is tall as well. But when we have 2 allele small t, then it is dwarf or short. Okay. So from here, we know that the characteristic is determined by a pair of alleles. These are called alleles, basic stuff. Okay, oops, it's blocking, so I just get rid. Okay, so characteristic, let's say tau is determined by big T or big T small t. And out of the two, they will split when they are needed to form gametes. Okay, guys. So if I didn't write law of segregation, I only write these two. How you still get full marks? You still get full marks, guys. Okay. Okay. Next. Personally, to me, if I'm a student, regardless whatever is question 10, if I see this is question 9, I'll definitely select this to do because inheritance is easier to score. Like for example here, the moment you see wow, sir, got 4 alphabets together, immediately we know this is dihybrid, but they were very generous. They share with you as well. They share with you as well. Okay. So if you have tried the question, guys, my advice would be you try the question first because I've inserted the answer straight. As is super straightforward, super duper straightforward. So the answer that you should get is this, because guys, they say because they say self-pollination occurred, meaning F1 they cross between themselves to form F2. So I know that at the start it'll be pure breed lah, guys. All okay, this is what we call homozygous dominant. So sound very complex. What is this? It means all are capital alphabet. Okay, for dihybrid, homozygous dominant means all capital alphabet. All small alphabet straight away is homozygous recessive. Okay, homozygous recessive. So during formation of gamete, so we get this 2 gametes. When they cross, we get this genotype. Okay, and just now they mentioned F1 cross with F1. Remember the part I highlighted, self-pollination, it means F1. F1 berkacuk dengan generasi yang sama, yaitu F1 lah. So, because it's heterozygous, they will have 4 gametes. No matter what, let's say I give you another separate example. So why 4 examples? 4 gamete, 1, 2, 3, 4. Big, 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 small, small, big, then small, small, guys. That's how we get the 4 gametes. And by using Punnett square, guys, by using Punnett square, all you have to do is just fill in the blank. All you have to do is just fill in the blank. Okay, this is what students are quite familiar with. It's like playing a game of, it's easier than Sudoku. Mouse and mouse easier than Sudoku. Just have to put in the alphabet. Big B, big B, big H, big H. Okay, let's say I take here. Here, big B first, then small b, guys, big H, and then small h. Okay, so check. If you are very, very well versed with Punnett square, you know that if there are 16 offsprings, sorry, if there are 16 genotype, confirm we will get a 9:3:1 ratio. So after you have tested, you have tried, and you get a 9:3:1 at the very end, I know your result is correct. You know your result is correct. So you should get a 9:3:1. Okay, guys, you should get a 9:3:1. So I don't understand what's the 9:3:1, just in case. Like it means guys, 9 out of the 16, 9 are round and green. So all these should have 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I don't understand why got 3. The 3 here means there are 3 round and yellow, round yellow. Then okay, 3, this 3, yeah. So these 3 would be wrinkled, green, and obviously, guys, the one last one here at the bottom, the 1, wrinkled and yellow lah here, wrinkled and yellow. Okay. Okay, so let me double check real quick. Guys, it's actually very worth doing this type of question. Simply because with that, you get 8 marks. You get 8 marks. As long as you know the format, you know the format of coming up with a Punnett square, then the 8 marks is definitely in hand. Okay. Okay, next. Chromosomal mutation leads to abnormalities. Clarify how this happened. This is from chapter 12, Form 5, chapter 12. So we normally say there's a change in chromosome number, but before that, guys, what is this referring to? What is this referring to? Okay, this is more to Klinefelter. More to Klinefelter. Okay, simply because of the failure of homologous chromosome to separate, and due to that, non-disjunction occur. Guys, non-disjunction occur. Non-disjunction means they are supposed to split equally. Non-disjunction means both enter one cell, then the other side will lack one. Sini lebih satu, the other side kurang satu. So we'll have one extra chromosome, and when during fertilization, then we'll get 44 plus XXY. Because this is Klinefelter. Of course, if you mention Klinefelter syndrome, you will get marks. Guys, you will get marks if you mention Klinefelter syndrome. Okay. For female is Turner, for male is called Klinefelter. Okay. You can draw 2 stars and memorize, because this is a type of question whereby they ask you how does this occur, or these are the standard points. Okay, can memorize, guys. This one can definitely memorize. Okay, moving on to question 10. This here would be to do with endocrine gland. Endocrine gland means something to do with hormones, meaning chapter 12, Form 4 Part 12. Guys, Form 4 Part 12. Okay, so hormone P and Q secreted by R. R is pituitary gland. Because this one point to the thyroid, so this must be thyroid stimulating hormone. Guys, this must be thyroid stimulating hormone. And then this is adrenocorticotropic hormone. Okay, TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay. And then adrenocorticotropic hormone. Oh, draw 1 star. Quite a standard question. Okay. Here they accept when you label R as pituitary gland. Okay. Yeah, they secrete hormone that control other gland, like TSH. Guys, like TSH. So 4 marks in hand. Check how endocrine gland is involved in regulating their body temperature. So here you have to recall quite a few points from Form 4 Chapter 13, Body Temperature Regulation. Now, guys, the 2 obvious places that are involved would be thyroid gland and adrenal gland. Okay, because when it's cold, you can see sejuk, thyroid gland will release more thyroxine. Okay, thyroid gland secrete more thyroxine, increase metabolic rate. Increase metabolic rate to produce more heat. Adrenal gland, guys, produce more adrenaline. Same thing, increase metabolism, more heat is produced. Okay, so if you just copy these points, you get full marks already, because 6 marks only, guys. The benefit here is that it only consists of 6 marks. But I'll give you a long list of answers just to show you. You can see, guys, so many points. They even give you marks if you write is detected by thermoreceptor. They even give you marks for that. They even give you marks. Okay, so you can see thyroid gland secrete thyroxine, adrenal gland adrenaline. Talk about cell metabolism, heat production. Okay, heat production. Oh yeah, body temperature rise. Okay, and part C. So this is still chapter 13 because this is to do with blood glucose level. So guys, based on 10.3, explain the differences. These are 3 marks. All you have to do is just explain. So based on the chart, okay, based on the chart, so after eating chocolate cake, individual X blood glucose is higher. Okay. After eating chocolate cake, yeah, the blood glucose is higher. Why? You get 1 mark if you explain, oh, because cake has sugar. Okay, sugar, carbohydrate. Whereas the concentration of Y decrease after half an hour. Okay, whereas this one continue to increase. Why this one go down? Because insulin convert excess glucose to glycogen. So guys, if you want, you can copy these points first. Many points are 10 marks. Normally in SPM, they prepare 13, 14 points readily available to cross-check with your answer. So 3 hours after eating the chocolate cake, Y dropped to normal level, but the blood glucose of individuals still higher than original. Because why? X secretes small amount of insulin. So this is why X have diabetes. Guys, X have diabetes, you must write mellitus. Diabetes mellitus. In SPM, they'll give you wrong if you just write diabetes. You must use diabetes mellitus. Okay. Then the rest will be the process. Guys, the rest will be the process. How what insulin does. Okay, what insulin does. Okay, so just to compare between question 9 and 10, I think both are still quite straightforward. So the question is whether you are more familiar with inheritance or homeostasis. Okay, I think this type of question is good because these are 2 different extremes. One is focusing on processes, another one schematic diagram. And moving on to the last question for this Selangor set 3. This is from 5 chapter 10. How to control attack of pests. So because they are talking about biotech, a bit more to biotech, biological control. Yeah, it's more to chapter 10, because they're asking generally, not exactly biotech, it's not biotech. So they're asking how biological control is effective. Biological control means we don't use insecticide, we don't use pesticide, we use something natural, using their natural enemy. So to not use pesticide, okay, less pollution, less pollution. Okay. Okay, if you want, you can paste, but I can pause and copy. Guys, you can pause and copy. Okay, next, phrases here lead to unplanned development. So you have to justify whether it's good for the ecosystem. Guys, it's a dumb question because the answer is no. Okay, the ecosystem will be unstable. To preserve, untuk pemeliharaan, do not develop forests, okay, that are unexplored of forests that are well maintained. Okay. In terms of conservation, we have to control the number of trees that are being cut down. Okay. Development in existing areas. Okay. Prevent factors that cause forest fire. Law enforcement also included. Okay, guys, there are many points. There are many points. And I would say for this type of question, restoration is the easiest because just plant back the trees. Replanting, reforestation. Okay. Sometimes the challenge is the points are about the same. Sometimes. Okay, guys, you can copy and then just go through before exam will be sufficient. Don't need to memorize every single point. Don't need. And one last part, guys, this is a bit to do with green building. Now, green building generate idea. Yeah, I can see a lot of solar panel. Solar panel convert solar to electric. Okay, rainwater. There are many answers. There are many answers. So your job is just to even this also can. Wind energy is used. Now, advantages include reducing negative impact on human health, environment, and finally, save on cost. Reduce use of fossil fuel. Okay, quite a number of points. Okay, guys, that's it for this Selangor paper 2 set 3. Okay, I'll see you in the following one. All right, I'm Mr. Khor. Thank you.